Let's check out Nomad's titanium Apple Watch band. Welcome everyone, it is Andrew here from AppleInsider, and for the longest time we have been looking for an alternative to Apple's ridiculously expensive metal link band. Pretty much everything that we've seen has been of terrible quality. They use stainless steel lugs and they coat them with paint and it comes off after a day or so. Nomad is not like those other companies. They always use amazing materials. So we are going to be checking out their brand new Apple Watch band. It's made out of titanium with their custom lugs, custom links, and it comes in both black and silver. So we have our space black Apple Watch. It'll also look great on the space gray Apple Watch. And if you have one of the silver models, you can go for the silver model instead. One of the things we always love is just the craftsmanship in here. The lugs give the Apple Watch face just a slightly larger, more boxy look that is very in style right now. The lugs are also all custom designed, so they're not just an off-the-shelf watch band that they already found and they simply stuck their logo on it and put their lugs. These are actually designed by Nomad, and it actually is very similar looking to Apple's own band. Not exactly by any means, but it is slightly similar. They also have their name right there on the actual clasp, but it's very unnoticeable. It's very minimalistic. The clasp is also very thin, something we really like. A larger clasp can kind of dig into the wrist a little bit. I know I have a few watches that can kind of be a pain to wear over time or wearing them to work out. This one I didn't have any issues with. It's just very thin, very minimalistic clasp on there, so it shouldn't dig into your wrist when you're actually wearing this for long periods of time. One of the big differences between Nomad's band and Apple's is going to be how you change the lugs, and this is kind of a big deal. But unfortunately, it is not as easy as Apple's. But Nomad does their part to make it as simple as possible. So if you remember, Apple's original band has been updated in years, but it has tiny little buttons on the inside. You press those buttons on the lugs and they simply separate. And then you can slide them and snap them back together. Nomad went for a more traditional option. There's a series of pins holding together all of the links. To resize it, you use a tool to push out the pin, remove a second pin and remove the link, and then put it all back together again. There are small arrows on the inside of all those titanium links to let you know which way you should be pushing those little pins out. One side of the pin is completely rounded and the other side has kind of like a little line in the middle where it goes together and kind of snaps into place. So everyone who picks up one of these watch bands will get an actual tool in the box. This is what you use or can use to replace those links. You don't have to provide your own. You don't have to go get it resized somewhere professionally. It's just this simple tool, and it's actually a really nice tool. I kind of like having this around for any of my other watch bands. It works very easily. There's a little pin, you tighten up the screw, and it expels that pin from your watch band out the other side. So we've gone ahead and loosened this up. Make sure we aligned those arrows to the correct orientation. Line up the little pin of the tool to the pin hole on the watch band, and we're just going to slowly tighten down that screw. It's going to force that pin out through the hole on that other side. Literally just takes a couple turns, it gets pushed out, and you can see it sticking out the other side there. Pull that free. You can use a tiny little pair of pliers, but you're also easily able to do it with just your fingers. If it's stuck, you can use pliers, but it shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Pull that pin out, remove as many links as you think that you need, and then go ahead and put it back together. It should only take you a few moments to do, and you're really only going to be doing this once. So it's hard for a third-party company to justify the work that Apple does to make the little push pin removable links for something that you're going to do one time when you get that watch band. One thing that I found out right at the beginning of having this watch band is the correct way to put this on and off of your watch. Now, Nomad has some fairly tight tolerances in how they actually machine their watch band, which is great, but it has a bit of a downside, and luckily there is an easy workaround. Essentially, you can't really move this thing horizontally. The links are very tight together to create that seamless look, and if you try to put it on or off after removing a few links, you're going to end up bending the clasp on your watch band, which is exactly what I did when I got this thing. I tried to force it on, and you just can't move it laterally that much because of the tight tolerances there. So the correct way to put this on, which is still effortless, you just do it at the same time. Put on the lower half just a tiny bit, put the top half on a tiny bit, and together push them into place. It's still very easy to do. It just is a different way of putting on a band. I mean, I'm used to the leather ones Nomad puts out and also all these other ones that we've tried. and put one side on at a time. But with this one, with how tight it is, it just makes sense to put them on together at the same time, and it works easy, and you can swap it, remove it as often as you want. Maybe use this during the day, switch to a more sporty option to head to the gym. That's a little more comfortable, a little more flexible. Creating a custom metal Apple Watch band is no small feat. There's a lot of machining and a lot of work to do, and it can be hard to make it pay off. Nomad did an excellent job. It doesn't look like any other watch band they can get off the shelf, and it should hold up for a very, very long time. If you want to grab your titanium Apple Watch band from Nomad in black or silver, there's a link below in the description, and let's hear your thoughts in the comments.
If you enjoyed this video, like it and hit that subscribe button. Also, check out our price guide, which makes it extremely easy to find the best deals on Apple products updated daily. Be sure to follow us on social media, and we'll see you in the next video.